Hello kings and queens, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Fantasia Wall. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and also share this video. Today we are going to do a part 2 of our previous video, which was titled to How I Met a Narcissist That Almost Ruined My Life. I am going to be elaborating on some things that I said in the previous video so that we get to understand all the full story as I go along. Now, in the previous story, I told you guys to pay attention to some of the details that I said to you guys and also some of the evidences that I put on the screen. Come back to the evidence of when he gave me the evidence of the previous ex of him. So the girl that lied on me about me trying to, finish her and going to Mali, all because my dad is from Mali. So that evidence, I ended up finding out that it was actually him. So he was the fake page. He was the one talking to this girl, pretending to be someone that knows me and telling this girl stuff that were never truth. I didn't even know him at this time. I have never spoken to him at this time. He was pretending to know me and knows everything that I do. So he was telling this girl, she is planning this for you. She is planning that for you. She is planning that for you. That made this girl go crazy online and lied about things that never happened. All in the name of someone close to me had told her that I was going to do something back to her, which was never truth. Guys, yes, the narcissists have been creating fake pages to get at me since 2021. He has been trying everything possible to get at me, for me to be dating him, for him to be in my circle for the longest time. How I found out: when you screenshot a message, you that wrote your own message, if a conversation between me and you, and I take a screenshot, you can do that as I speak to you if you want to do a practical. If I take a screenshot, mine is going to be blue and yours is going to be white or any other color. But mine is going to be blue. And me that took the screenshot, my messages will be on the right side. On the right side of the page. So I didn't pay attention to the evidences at the time he gave me. Recently, when I was finding out things about him and evidences of the lies that he keeps telling, this was when I then noticed, oh, this screenshot that he actually even gave me was a screenshot from his fake page. He was actually the Desmond Thomas that was making sure that destroyed my life. And then, let me tell you guys something about this Desmond person. I'll put a screenshot of him. Desmond, initially, when this guy was dating the other girl online, like I said previously, Desmond was on my side. I didn't know Desmond. I don't know about the fake page. I don't even understand because I've got so many fans that I don't pay attention. Desmond was on my side. The moment me and this guy started dating, Desmond now flipped against me. For no good reason. Desmond is still the guy that I'm dating. This lipstick is the Desmond. So he's got different personalities that he keeps changing. When I was not with him, Desmond, which is his one of his fake pages, was on my side. When now that we are dating, Desmond now flip against me entirely. Desmond will curse me, curse my family, curse my parents, someone that I did nothing to. I don't even know who Desmond was at that time. Now that I find out that it's just him sleeping with the devil, it was only because I felt sorry for him. I talk about him lying about the driving, that I say you guys to pay attention to it. I ended up finding out, in fact, this guy have never driven in Denmark. He has never. He has never driven a car in Denmark. He does not even have a license. He has never even done a driving test. He has not. He lied to me. Of course. He met this young girl that is up to you. She got her own place. She got her own car. She's doing very well. So he wanted to come and compete with me, which of course he didn't have nothing, but he was lying to fit in with me. He was lying so that he can feel like he had something, or I can respect him by force. One thing he didn't realize is that respect is earned. It's not given. You have to earn it. So some things that he says to an independent woman like me, I have to see some form of actions, not word of mouth. He was like a person that would do word of mouth, and he wants me to take him by his words. I am not going to be putting up for word of mouth, not in this time and age. So that was how I find out. In fact, he's going to do his lessons this month. Yes, he finally booked his driving lessons. He's going to be doing it this month. After I've exposed him, after I let him know that he never had a car, he was lying to me. Finally book a driving test. He is going to be doing his lessons this month. Yeah. Yeah. Very interesting, isn't it? So now, I remember I told you guys about his families, and when he canceled the wedding and stuff. Now, let me break something down for you guys that I did not explain. Remember I told you guys that my dad, younger brother, lives in France. And he went to Mali almost a year prior to the time we told him about the wedding. So for him to get back to France, he had canceled his ticket. He needs to get a new ticket to get back to France. Remember, the moment this guy now started taking side with his families about changing the dates, that was my first concern. I told him my dad had already bought his ticket. He needs to get back to France. I don't have money to buy his ticket to return back to France. If you're going to cancel, you have to buy his ticket. He said, don't worry, I've got money. I work £3,000 a month and stuff. I can buy his ticket. I love to believe people, even when I have reasons not to believe you. Until you prove to me that I should not believe you, I will believe you. That is who I am. I'm a practical girl. I will have it in my mind that you are not to be believed. I will have it in my mind that you're lying, but I will still go along with you because I want you to fall by yourself so that people don't say, oh, you were lying. I want you to fall. So when I said he was going to buy the ticket, he had agreed to buy the ticket. Now we've canceled the whole wedding. He didn't buy the ticket. Time came for him to buy the ticket. It was one drama to another. One drama to another. I had to one day sit him down and scream at him. I'm like, listen, you are not about to come into my life and make me shame to my families. These are people that have respect for me. I'm the little baby, but they have respect for me because they know I have a big heart. They know things I'm capable of doing. You are not going to come into my life to belittle me to people that have respect for me in my family. You told me you were going to pay transport for this man to go back because you cancelled what you were supposed to do. Now you were saying that you didn't say that. He denied it. He denied it and said he didn't say that. He didn't say he was going to buy the ticket. I was like, what? At this point, some of his family members knew about it because I had discussed it with them and I told them that he said he was going to buy a ticket. So some of his family members could testify that yes, indeed, he said he was going to buy the ticket. But no, what happened at the end? He ended up giving me half of the money. Half of the money for the ticket. That is what he ended up giving to me. And I have to pay the balance. Yes, for his lies. I have to pay the balance of my dad's transport to get back to France for a ticket that he made him cancel. And he was not going to get a refund because it was not a refundable ticket, it was not a flexible ticket. I was going to pay half of it. I paid, of course. It's my dad and he needs to get back. I was not going to be, humiliated to my families that have so much respect for me because I have met a liar and someone that promised things and never give. I also remember I told you guys on the part one that I didn't know why the family members were not accepting me well. The reason why I said that because I wanted you guys to understand the story as it happened. Let me tell you guys what happened. When I noticed about his lying, he said things and they don't happen, things that was going on, I then reached out to the families. and I told them that something was wrong with this guy. I told them their son was mentally disturbed. But before I get there, let me reverse you guys a little bit. Remember I told you guys he used to speak ill of his baby mama. He would talk everything bad about his baby mama. That his baby mama was evil. His baby mama used to throw him out of the house. But he had suffered in this country. Even when I used to be on the baby mama's side, which was his ex-wife, he would still be saying things about her. I was not standing it. I was always arguing with him. But then I don't know the woman. I cannot really talk on behalf of her too much because I don't know her. So sometimes I just have to cut the conversation and tell him to just stop the conversation. Let's get to another conversation. On his birthday, which I explained to you guys, I need to explain even details now. On his birthday last year, when we just met, his birthday is May 5th. On May 5th last year, 2023, we were on the phone. We slept on the phone the day before May 5th. On May 5th, for his birthday, the day before, he went to town, he cut his hair, he's going to the shop to buy himself clothes. I actually picked the clothes that he should wear for his birthday. He said he was going to do photo shoots. He did his photo shoots and everything and came back home and sent me the photos. Wow. What I end up finding out, the day of his birthday, he told me his son had an accident, that his son fell down and I don't know if he swallowed something or his tongue was caught or something was caught on his son, that he was going to go to the hospital because his son was hospitalized. Me being me, kind woman like I am, I said to him, I said, don't go empty-handed. Buy him a toy and take it. He said his card has issues. I sent him PayPal money. I said, buy him, even if it's a little tiny car, get it for him. And you're going to find a child in a hospital, just get the child their favorite toy and take it for them. Don't go empty-handed. He said, okay. He said, thank you and all of those things. He went to the hospital. That is why I know. After the hospital, couple of hours, I was quite worried because he went for a couple of hours. And I was calling him and all. He came back with a whole lot of story that they had a big fight. The lady is too dramatic, blah, blah, blah. I even had to fight him that day. I said to him, don't say that to that woman. That is her child in the hospital. You said they've done an operation on that child. Do you think it's easy for a mom to sit down and watch a child have an operation done? It's not easy. So don't speak ill of her in the hospital. That was our conversation on that day. Well, come to when everything was like he was lying and things were not falling in place. And I was thinking in my head, I need to find out what's going on with this guy. If he is acting the way he is acting, there is something more to this. And he used to tell me that he's working, he's doing 2 jobs. Every evening after work, he will go to another job. Why is he complaining about money? Why is he promising things and he cannot do it when he's got 2 jobs? One of the job, he said he's earning up to £3,000 and his bills is less than £700. Why can't he afford things that he has been promising? I became worried. He gave me his password one day because I needed to fix his page. He didn't know that his Facebook page was not connected to his Facebook. So he had given me his password to fix it. But when I get into the page, I just look when I get into the Facebook, I just look for the page and there was no page there. I was like, okay, there's no page there because, okay, you went live and he said that he had stars and stuff. So I wanted to help him fix the stars. So he had given me his information and I just looked for the page. I didn't see the page and I was not bothered. I left it. I logged out of it and I never went into it. When he came to the UK to see me one time, we sat down and I just by phone, logged out of my Facebook and I saw his Facebook. And I'm like, oh, I've got your Facebook. And I logged into it and I logged in. I was like, I can log into your Facebook. He was like, oh, how did you get the password? I'm like, you gave it to me. This guy pretended as if he didn't give me the password. There's no way I'm going to get your password if he didn't give it to me. I am not a magician. I don't know how to hack with a phone, with a Facebook with my phone. That's not going to happen. I don't even know how to do that. So I went onto the Facebook. Something just said, check his messages. I checked his messages. The first place my mind went to was his ex. I said, let me check his ex name and see what's up with him because of the way he said things about her. I went on there from the starting of when they met to the recent. Things that I found out. You guys are not even ready to hear them. Trust me. I found out a lot of things. A lot of things. Find out that their main issue was financial issue. This woman was always complaining about him not being responsible, him not helping me about of bills in the house. He was not helping her with bills. And he claimed he was the one doing everything for this woman. But in the messages that I read, it sounded like they had a lot of financial issues. And that brings me to why he has been promising things and not doing it. When I got to the recent one, on the 5th of May, 2023, I found out that, in fact, the lady, the baby mama, the ex-wife, is the one that actually took pictures of him the day before his birthday. Yeah, his enemy, a woman that he's got nothing to do with, took his photo shoots the day before his birthday and sent them over to him through Facebook. I was shocked. I could not believe my eyes. I was amazed by what I saw. I was like, how is this possible? Someone that you said you guys are enemies, you guys are not even co-parenting in peace. This person is the one that took pictures of your birthday photo shoot. I was so curious. I called his family members. This is when I told them about his mental health, because he lied. I will show you guys evidence of that conversation. He lied about everything, and I went to call some of his family members. I said to them, this boy, there's something wrong with him. It's either you guys know about it, but you don't want to say it, or he got it when he went to Europe. But this guy is mentally unstable. He said things that are not truth. He talked about things that have never happened, things that will never happen. He made them look like the story should be truth by force. He's got some form of mental illness. When I said that to them, their response was very good. They talked to me very nice. On the phone, I've got that recording. They spoke to me very well. They even said to me, maybe he have changed. He was not like that before, blah, 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 blah. After that conversation, this was when the family said he should not get married to me because I am calling him crazy or mentally drained person. Because I, the woman he wants to get married to, is now calling him names to the family members. I said to him, if I want to insult you, I will insult you in front of you. I don't need to call your family members to insult you. All I said to them is what I have observed and what I know. When they said that, I was even more furious to now investigate even more. I thought to myself, is this guy living a double life? Has he even been going to work? His second job that he said he was going? Has he been sleeping with this woman? What is going on? Let me call this woman. Remember, we sleep on the phone the days he does not go to work at night. When he goes to work, supposedly work, he says there is no access to phone there. So we don't get to talk that night. But when he is at home, we sleep on the phone. So I was comfortable with him going to work because he's going to be a man. He's going to have some responsibility taken care of. So yes, he needs to go and work. I had no problem with him working. But then when I found out his pictures, I had the baby mama's number and everything. I was like, you know what? I'm going to call him like a woman. Let's talk. Because if this guy is lying to me, maybe he's lying to her too. Because he's telling me the woman is mentally sick, telling me the woman had a big mouth, they had to do a surgery on her, telling me big things about this lady. But I wanted to speak to this woman as a woman to woman and as a mother to mother. I remember I called her. I said to her, hello, how are you? She said, fine. I said to her, this is Fanta. I am calling you because I am dating Mystic. He had even put money for me to my families. And I just wanted to know some few things because I saw pictures of him that you sent him for his birthday. To my knowledge, that day he went to the hospital. These pictures, I forgot to tell you guys something. These pictures is not just photo shoot of him. On his birthday, when he said he was going to the hospital, this lady made a birthday party for him. So this ex-wife made a birthday party that he never told me about. Made a birthday party for him. There was cake, there was food, there was family photos, there was him and her photos. I saw all of this. I was like, you know what? Let me speak to this girl. Let me know what's going on. Let me know my stand. Let me know what's up. This guy has met my families. If he's living a double life, I should know now and tell my family now, before it's too late, before I am too invested in it. So I called her, I spoke to her, I asked her, I said, this is the situation. I saw pictures and this guy said you guys are separated. He even showed me a separation letter, because when I met him, when he said they were separated, I asked him for the legal documentation. He had given me the legal documentation. So I had their separation letter, which I translated in French and in English from Danish language to English. So I had that. So I know obviously they legally separated. But what I didn't know is they were still sleeping together even after the separation. That's why he didn't say. So I asked her, but her response was a kind of like a situation wherein her loyalty was with the guy. Even though I'm telling her that we are now together, he even puts money for me. Instead of her to talk to me as woman to woman, let's get and understand ourselves. She was now telling me, oh, I have to call my husband. I have to call my husband and talk to my husband. In my head, I'm thinking, this lady, what's wrong with her? I am telling you that your husband, your so-called husband, is with me and I have your legal separation. That is one thing she did not want to hear. When I say I have your legal separation, no, that's my husband. We still sleep together. We still sleep together. He comes to my house. But the time frame that this lady was telling me was all wrong. He said to me at the time I talked to her, she said, I was sleeping with him. He was in my house 2 weeks ago. And at that time, 2 weeks ago, he was in the UK. He was not in Denmark. So I tried to make her understand, what do you mean by 2 weeks ago? Between this date and this date? She said yes. I'm like, are you sure? Is it before that date? She said no, that date before she traveled. I was like, well, that date, he was with me. He was in the UK. So that was the only thing that made me doubt her. Because she was giving me time lapse that was not tallying about the time they were seeing each other. She never gave me anything accurate. And I wanted her to tell me things that are accurate, like things that would tally to when he says he was going to work at night, so that I would know he was not working, he was lying. That day was a long day. I ended up talking to him. She went talking to him. I was talking to him. To cut matter short, it was a long one, wherein the guy, lipstick, had to tell this baby mama that we are together on the phone. Yes, very childish. But it happened because this baby mama was now feeling like I have done something wrong, telling her what the situation was, or reaching out to her to understand if she is with this guy. So I know my position, I know what to do next. So she now see me as a bad person because I've reached out to her. I was like, I am not the bad guy here. I just want to know what's going on. So the guy, I put the guy on the phone. It was a 3-way call, and he told her, listen, I'm with Fanta now. I put money for her. She's my woman. We are separated. Blah, 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 whatever they were talking about. I had all that on record. I've got all the record in here. This lady insisted that they are together. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh, this guy had told me that this lady have mental problem. Is that the episode that is going on? What is going on? I was so confused because now I have noticed that this guy is mentally unstable too. Now, the lady that he has been saying is mentally unstable is now giving me wrong dates and stuff. That situation was a long one. It reached to the family members. I reached out to the family members. I told them about the situation. I told them, listen, ask your son. If he's living a double life, I don't need it. He said, oh, the guy just took his picture, nothing more. They went to the hospital, they came back, and the lady's daughter made him a cake. Somebody that you said you fight with. You went to the person's house, her house. Sat there, cut birthday cake, eat food before you came to your house. Grudgingous, isn't it? And you guys are fighting. You were not scared to eat her food. So I knew he was lying too. But then how am I going to believe this woman that feels like we are enemies, and also is feeling like she's giving me wrong dates. She's giving me dates that are not tallying. Things that I know I sleep on phone with this guy. The only time I don't sleep on phone with him is when he says he is going to night job, second job. So if she says we sleep together, so dates, I will know straight on he didn't get to work, because I like to know things. That was that situation. This lady then decided that she was going to make my life a living hell. I was like, I am not that woman you will intimidate. If this guy is honest, if he is really, really honest, you will never intimidate me, because I know who I am and I know what I stand for. I will not fight you for a man, but trust me, I just know my space. So after that situation, he then said to a few people that they were not separate, they were not divorced, that they were only separated. That separation only happened because they were having problems. That is why they separated. They were not separated. I was like, okay, no problem. You want divorce? You will get divorced. I said to the guy, listen, you said you were going to get married to me. You've even asked me about the system in the UK. We've been checking and all of those things that you've been doing. If you're going to get married to me, you cannot be married in Denmark and get married to me. You said you're going to get married to me in December. So get your divorce done. And then we can go further ahead the married. So the divorce started. They started the divorce thing. This guy, every time he does not have money, he will say his card is blocked. That is his statement. My card is blocked. How I end up finding out. There was a day, this last time that he came here, this last time in the UK, when he came here, he had said his card was locked. I checked his bank card. It was not locked. There was no money in there. He said his card was going to open 2 days after, on the 20th, which the 20th was when he got paid 9,000 corona. That's what he got paid from his job. On the 20th, check his bank account again. I saw the money came in. On that day, he said, oh, my bank is open. No, he did not have money. He didn't have the money. That is when his bank was open. Think he's smart. He's not. So now, this divorce thing started. When they started the divorce thing, it was all plays. Like they were playing around. Wherein they will go and fill the form in the library, and then he says his card is broken, and then the lady will say, I have that voice message that he recorded. I've got that record. He says, the lady will say, oh, I am going to pay for the divorce. Let's go, let me pay. So the girl would suggest to pay for the divorce, and they will go to the library, and the lady will pretend to pay, and then he will tell me that they've done it, they've paid. The next day, the lady will say, I've tricked you, I didn't pay. I didn't have money on the card that I use. I listened to her talk. At this time, he has got 2 phones, and I will stay on the other side of the phone and hear all his conversation. I could hear them arguing. The lady telling him, oh, I did not pay with the card that was working. I tricked you. And I'm thinking in my head, what the crazy people? You said you guys are they're separated, legally separated years back. You now want to divorce because you want to move on. The woman is saying she has moved on, she's got a boyfriend. You've said you've moved on, you've got a boyfriend, girlfriend. Why are you guys playing hide and seek? So this was a long one, until I have to give him my card to pay for the divorce, because he was angry on the phone. He was getting angry. He was always cursing her and all of these things. And I wanted to move past it. I was like, if your card is not working, you can use my card and pay. After you paid, when your card opened, you send my money back. Exactly that is what happened. He paid with my card. After his card was working again, he then paid my money back through PayPal. So I ended up paying for the divorce. After I paid for the divorce, this girl went on every social media bloggers to drag me, sending them messages. Fanta took my husband away from me. Me and my husband, we have problems. Normal people problems, normal couple problems. I was thinking in my head, what kind of lady is this? I am not your problem. If he is your husband, go to him, talk to him, get him, whatever. It is not my problem. I've got legal documentation that shows that you guys are separated. I have been sleeping on the phone with this guy, so I know he's single. When I met him, he talked about this baby mama and how horrible she was. He was living in a one bedroom, like studio flat. Everything was in one room. Bed, cookouts, everything, living room, everything, one room. I was like, you got 2 little kids. They cannot be there. It's not safe. You have to find a place. Me and him will find a place for him. 3-bedroom house that was convenient for him and his kids to be together, to be able to have daddy and children's time. Since I met this guy, he never had a television. Up to when I left him, never had a television. That's when I knew something was wrong with him. He wanted to be on the phone every day and not watch a television. I told him mentally you need to watch something on the TV, news, football, whatever, so that you can have something to engage your brain on, because of the way the arguments he would like to fight and all of these things. Now, this lady was reaching out to all the bloggers. Bloggers were reaching out to me to get my own side of the story. If I did not have the evidence of the legal separation, I would have been dragged on social media that I've dated somebody's husband. Imagine, she was not the ex that I have met this guy dating. This guy was dating other people before me. I was just the one person that was serious. Secondly, I was the woman that this ex-wife is feeling intimidated by, because I live in the UK. I'll bring him to the UK. So she was feeling intimidated by that. So I was the target. I was like, wow. So this is why I paid for the divorce, because she was tarnishing my character to so many bloggers on TikTok. She on social media, and more especially on TikTok, by sending messages to bloggers and people that I have issues with. So she started going to blogs that be posting my drama with other people and send those people messages about me, about saying I've dated her husband and all these things. I've come and destroyed a marriage, which I met this guy single. I was shocked. So this is why I ended up paying for the divorce, because I was tired. Everyone that she was reaching out to will advise me saying that this divorce has to go through. This divorce has to go through. And I was like, it's not me. I'm not doing the divorce with them. It's them doing the divorce. So when the guy said, oh, when Lipstick said my card have issues, I was like, okay, use my card. So I gave him my card details. Yes, from the UK. He paid with my card information in Denmark. And that went through. After that divorce, that is when she had a break on me, because she was telling everybody she reached out to that they've not had a divorce. So for her, or for everybody that she was speaking to their understanding, she was just waiting for a legal divorce. That is when she will leave this guy alone, at least like leave us alone at this point. Even though that divorce situation was happening, I cannot even explain it one after the other because it was a long one. I was still not trusting this guy. This guy would do everything possible to explain himself. Everybody will be explaining. His family members would then confirm how this girl have maltreated him and stuff. One day I told his family members, I said, no, you guys cannot be saying this lady have maltreated this guy. This guy have issues. He's got mental issues. When I had the password, I find out that, in fact, when he was married to her, he was dating other women, at the same time in Denmark. He was even sleeping in those women's houses. So he would leave the married woman's house, his marital home, and go to these girlfriends and abandon his wife, his ex-wife, and the children and go. That was my investigation. I found out all of these things and I was shocked. I'm like, is this the kind of man I'm going to get married to? Someone that will sleep with another woman only because you did not give them attention or you have issues with them. Someone that you will be so scared every time that he goes out because you'll be thinking he's sleeping with other women. I cannot put myself through that insecurity. Always having to think that this guy is sleeping with another woman, which is true based on my investigation all throughout when they were together. There was even a time when this woman was pregnant with their child. Through my investigation, this guy apparently thought he had impregnated another woman. Yes. He even told one of his family members to go visit the woman. The girl was like, hell no, you are not the father of my child. I read all of these messages. I've got all of them. I read them one after the other. It was like I was reading my future in my hand. I was reading all of it. When he knew that I've read all these messages, he then went on his Facebook and deleted all conversation between him and these people. Through my investigation, I then found a documentation that stated that he had a mental illness. That because of that mental illness, he was not allowed to be around his own children. This guy, when we met, said there was a legal dispute between him and the baby mother. They are co-parenting. He's looking after the kids every 2 weeks and all of these things. That was all lies. Sometimes this lady will be texting him saying he needs to take the kids. He tells me it's completely different thing. When I look at his messages between him and the baby mother and I see all these messages, the woman always asks him to take the kids, I'm thinking in my head, how are you going to be a father to my kids or my unborn kids when you cannot even father your own children? I'm like, imagine I told you guys he always have issues with my kid's dad. And for me, I found it very disrespectful that he was not having issues with my kid's father. He had issue with my kids because that is my kids' livelihood. That is their right and that is their own love from their dad. If you came into my life to date me, you are dating me, not my children. Yeah, my children have the relationship with their father, and that is on period. Before you came into my life, you knew that. When you came into my life, I had told you again that my kids have got a very good relationship with their dad. Weekends, they're always with their dad. Holidays, we share them equally in both houses. That's what we've been doing for years. This guy wanted to change these things. He wanted to come and say, oh, that's not how we do it. But what always saved me was I always reminded him, you want to change the way I co-parent with my children's father, my ex-husband. How are you co-parenting with yours? You're not even looking after your children. You are now insisting that I stop my kids going to their dad because you are now the man of the house when you cannot even look after your own children. Hell no, that's never going to happen. So I never trust him around my kids. I always tell him that I don't trust you around my kids because you have issue with my kids. He will go heaven on earth saying, oh no, I don't have problem with your kids. I have problem with your kids' dad. How are you going to have problem with my kids' dad when we are on the phone 24/7? When you are on the phone on video call, my kid's father will come and pick his kids outside of my house. They leave and we continue on the phone on video call. There is no magic that I will get missing or fly on the phone and go do silly things and come back. No, we are always on the phone. So basically, you know that there's nothing going on. You know you are the only person I'm talking to. You know that. But you want to make it hard for me because you are a narcissist. You want to impose what you're going through with your own baby mama in my life. And I was not about it. I always reminded him, like, I will not take that. I told him you are the problem in your previous marriage. I always tell him that. I say, you are the problem. I don't know you too much. The time that I've known you, the headache you've given me, imagine a woman that was married to you. You are the big problem. But unfortunately, the other side think I'm the bad person. So I'm the bad person as long as my conscience is clear. So that was that situation about the baby mama and situation. So I will stop here as a part 2 and we'll continue part 3. So this is when I told you guys this guy is a crazy liar and also a narcissist. He will flip everything and make it look like he's on the right. This guy, remember I told you guys that I did not know what I did to the family. The sister recorded me. I will explain that further in my next video. She knows that she cannot even post her own so-called supposed fake husband on the media but she was going to make my life a living hell by always swearing that the relationship would never last, by always